Okay, various chats. We're not only here, but we're early. Thank you for compliments on the title. I mean, it seems pretty goddamn accurate. That's all I'm fucking. I got sent this video a few days ago and got a lot of, oh, what do you think of this? And I didn't even make it like 20 minutes before I was like, God, this is one of the most retarded things I've seen this fucking year. Whoever the fuck this person is retarded. And then I looked at the name next to the video and was like, oh, I know that name. He's the guy making fucking rounds, doing the stuff, cause everybody's all excited that we got ourselves a brand new National Socialist or some fucking thing. I mean, it just, holy shit. Thanks for the entropy link. You are welcome. Are you banned from YouTube as well, or do you just hate them? By the way, this will be usual Friday stream things, so by all means, there will be no professionalism. We'll, do whatever the fuck we want. I started drinking early this time because I burned my hand. Any reason's a good reason. I know, I'm sure that makes me like a massive leftist, but, shit is going on. My mic is entirely in frame for no apparent reason. It just, I don't know. One of them days. What can I say? So, YouTube chat, you seem to actually be the smaller chat. I don't even know how that happens, but it seems to have. Anyway, how are we all doing tonight before we kick off this goddamn retardation? Because this is just fucking retarded. I don't even know how else to say it. It's just fucking stupid. If you're this dumb, you should probably just eject yourself from reality because it would be beneficial to reality. But, Europoors, they get away with that. State YouTube, totally fair. He is basically a Strassius Tradcon on social on interesting. Well, cow milk will soothe my pain. Seems legit. Morgan will soothe my mental pain. Because if you're this dumb, you are going to cause me some pain. That's all I'm saying. Also, YouTube chat, you seem to be being left alone with this, so let me just, weigh in for you a little bit. Trying to help it all. I'll say I never did nothing for you, YouTube chat. Anyhow, so if you don't know who this is, we're right on back to Don contemplating whether or not he should just say the dumbest things that have ever been said in all of history, because apparently that gets you subscribers, right? And in all reality, I think in this case what it comes down to is that he's just so ignorant of America and says such dumb shit that Europoors like it, because this is a guy with 24,000 subscribers because reasons. How much Mad Dawn can we expect? Probably not that much. Been working on my, I don't know, inner calm. I've been enhancing my calm. Last week has been all retard. Yeah, that's a fact. So, anyway, he just says stupid Europoor things, and they're stupid Europoorish. I mean, I shouldn't even be surprised at this point. Just, basically, if you live in Europe and you're not currently subscribed to this channel, you're probably retarded. There may be some hope for you later. Well, maybe not whether or not you're subscribed to this channel. But if you're not subscribed to the Two Plebs main channel. So, I mean, I'm just saying, just the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life comes out of this guy's mouth. And look, I go read communist shit, and this is just at least as equally fucking retarded. So, by the way, I guess to be fair, if you enjoy his video, maybe you should subscribe to Morgoth's review. But if you enjoy his video, you probably don't understand the words that are coming out of my fucking mouth because your IQ is below room temperature. So, there's that. Anyway, without further ado, let's ride. Faded intro. Oh, you guys are going to have to tell me how audio's going, because I'm using a totally different broadcasting setup than I normally do, so it might be all fucked up. I can put together video, like, I swear to God, we're almost at the Hollywood point already. I'm a moron, but hey, good intro.
Hello again there, folks. So I saw a thing recently on social
Balance audio for shit, though.
media, which was an Iranian talk show, and the subject that they got into was that if they were to strike back at America for the assassination of General Soleimani, then who would they actually strike back? Now, the thing to get into right from the start here is that for the Iranians, Soleimani was a sort of a mythical figure. He was a national hero, a folk hero, if you like. And so they are looking at it from the much more traditionalist perspective. And this talk show, they're looking at America from Iran. And they're asking, well, who would be the equivalent of that to attack in America? Who is there? Say the Iranian Secret Services carried out a hit on. So who is the American folk hero? Who is this quasi mythical man in America who the people love and adore, and which, if he was assassinated, would result in some sort of severe trauma to the American psyche? And they came up with a complete blank.
Okay, Jesus Christ. There's like fucking a full minute of where they were going. I mean, they want a guy who does folk heroes. Yeah, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey. Who would the folk hero be? Okay, good for you. You know, I occasionally get whined at because people complain that I'm not getting to the point while laying down 500 points one right after the other. For fuck's sake, who would be an American folk hero? Was that so fucking hard? Now, look, I don't do scripted shit, but looking at this, it basically, well, has to be fucking scripted. So, look, I try not to be an asshole when people are tripping over their words when they're live. I get it, right? Sometimes you get a little bit tongue-tied. Sometimes you can't think of the words you want. There's a lot of excuses and reasons why, if you're doing something fucking live, you don't immediately have the word that you want. Got it. Cool. I don't know, you fumble around a point for a minute and you're like, look, what I'm trying to get at is meh. If you're going to even offhandishly script a video, and by the way, about half of the scripted videos I've ever done is a big list of bullet points, and Dawn just starts talking, all right? And make sure that I cover all the goddamn bullet points, preferably in order, all right? And this motherfucker can't get to the point even in a goddamn scripted video. Takes him a full minute to say who's a fucking American folk hero. But hey, that's just a criticism of him being retarded. My bad. Now, to his actual question, who would be an American folk hero? You ready for this?
Came up with saying, well, there actually isn't anything. As you can see on the tweet, there was a video as well, but it wasn't translated, so I didn't bother putting it into this video. America has no hero that we can target. It's a huge country, but no real heroes. Who are we going to assassinate there? Spider-Man or SpongeBob? Now, of course, they're...
The only things that matter to Americans are Spider-Man and SpongeBob. The only thing that matters to Europors is sucking the government's cock.
They're having a bit of a laugh there. I don't think it's as bad as that. But it is, when you sit back and you think it over for a bit, who is in America? Who could, who
Yeah, Chad, we were definitely getting there, but I may as well do it now. Because apparently you've all already figured it out. Like, this wasn't even that hard. A beloved general alive in current day would have to be Mattis, right? Why can't he just say Trump killed the Iranians Mattis and move the fuck on? Well, I think the title effectively says it all. That's just what it is. Our cartoon characters are more beloved than their generals. Take that, fuckers. I mean, evidently, right? Because apparently, killing SpongeBob or Spider-Man or Baby Yoda would be equivalent to killing General Salamander. Okay. And by the way, it has become definitively Salamander because apparently they actually have a General Salome that is going to replace General Salamander. And he released a statement. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. Someone from Europe doesn't know anything about America. Imagine my shock. Oh, yeah. Oh, get ready. Because if you think it's bad in the first 2 fucking minutes, just get ready.
If they were murdered, would traumatize the American population and severely wound the American identity. The fact that
if they were murdered, welcome to Europoorism 101. Well, you see, hey, it was an assassination. Hey, how dare Trump do all? I mean, it's not like the guy just authorized the goddamn hit on the American embassy. That didn't happen. No. He had no culpability. He wasn't hanging around a goddamn war zone where he was a legit target to begin with, doing legit target things. No. See, the Europoors think that it's like we snuck in over the fucking walls or something. No, you fucking retards. If an artist in Iran made a comic of someone killing SpongeBob, it's basically an act of war. Totally sold. Kill any of the left's celebrity environmentalists? Well, I mean, so he will get to what he thinks of that in a minute.
I can't think of anybody either. If we start off with, say, a politician, then that doesn't go anywhere because the country is the left-right divide, which is in all Western nations, really. I mean, it's not like I'm having a go at America.
By the way, there's going to be a lot of just letting this play because he never gets to the fucking point.
If this was in Britain, then it would the only people I can think of would be the Queen and David Attenborough. But in America and in the left-right political divide, if they carried out a hit on, say, Bill Clinton or Barack Obama, then people on the right would be probably quite happy about it. They would probably laugh a bit.
Yeah, that's generally been Americans' answer to someone assassinating a president or former president. Is we're like, ha ha, fucking got him, bro. Yes! Once again, stupid Europoor motherfuckers, right? Don't fucking get it at all. Look, am I going to be sitting here going like, well, I mean, if they had to assassinate a president, at least it was Obama. But guess what? Time to kill motherfuckers. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Why? Because as much as I fucking hate the man, he's my man to hate. Mine. And fuck you.
They would probably be angry about the breach of security, but none of these figures, and they wouldn't care that much, none of these figures actually encapsulate.
Bullshit. I would pave over your country in both glass and asphalt. So he thinks Hollywood is an accurate representation of the U.S.? Yes, because again, Europoor fucking retards, right? Like, I watched the movie once, so I know what America's like. At the same time that these supposedly right-wing Europoor fucking retards go, well, I mean, clearly Hollywood is leftist propaganda, but I watched a Hollywood movie, they're fucking for I know what America's like. Jesus fucking Christ. Guess what? I saw a picture of the Queen once. So everybody over in England is a bunch of fucking faggots who wears jewelry all the time. Must be how it works. Holy, you know what? I watched a James Bond movie. Oh, no, that was American Hollywood. I watched Doctor Who once, so apparently you're all fucking time travelers. Wow, that sounds fucking retarded. And yet, that's where we are. To be fair, I would laugh a bit if they took out Obama, but then I'd want to kill every last one of them. Shocking! Shocking! Right? Once again, I don't understand America. But I am a Europoor, and let me pretend to speak fucking intelligently, because I have an accent. People like, therefore it's fine. The right may hate the left, but they are left to hate. No shit. No shit. I sat here the first time I listened to this, and I went, you assassinate basically any left-wing politician. You could kill fucking AOC. And you know what? As much as I rail against that bitch every single fucking day of my life, you know what my answer to you killing AOC is? I will wipe your entire country off the fucking earth. And I will do it without shedding a single fucking tear. Fuck you. The left hates the right and thinks the right hates them just as much. Yes, once again, a tale of Europoor leftism. Because that's what this is. It's just fucking leftism. I guess if Obama died, we would have to do something like wipe your ass off the fucking map. That's the correct answer. It is. And it will always be. I don't care if the fucking guy that was in Benghazi was a wild leftist. You don't get to break into my American embassy and fucking kill my other Americans. You don't. And do you know what happens if you do? They send a shitload of people like me and we fucking kill you. And that's why Americans were so pissed off about Benghazi. But hey, fuck it. I guess he was a lefty, so the right wing was cheering it. Right? Right?
Absolutely the American spirit. And it goes without saying that if they managed to take out Donald Trump, the left in America would be cheering it on in the streets. They'd be ecstatic about it.
You know, I'm not even sure that that's true, at least not universal. Yeah, sure. Would there be some leftists who cheered for it? Sure. But maybe that's the point he's getting at with the right? Well, I could find at least one person in America who cheered that a terrorist killed Obama. Therefore, well, I mean, Americans wouldn't really care. I could find one person. Okay. You found one person. Congratulations. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? This just tells me that the left would side with our nation's enemies for their own benefit. Yeah, basically, right? Because, let me tell you, the right ain't doing it. That ain't gonna happen. You want to piss off the right in this country? Be outside of the country and kill someone inside the country. We'll come for you. We don't mind.
And so, what the left-right divide does, as opposed to a centralized dictatorship regime like Iran, is where
a centralized dictatorship regime like Iran, where everyone must openly support General fucking Salamander, lest they be killed, therefore everyone does. That must mean there's universal support. God, Europoors are retarded.
The population is permanently divided against itself, and so there's no overarching hero. It's impossible for one to. I mean, perhaps Martin Luther King, but that's
fucking retarded. That just seriously, that's fucking retarded. But I hear Americans talk about Martin Luther King, so maybe they would be upset if someone assassinated him. Okay. I mean, it'd be kind of difficult to do because he's dead. But hey, don't worry about it. It's not like, by the way, every single time America has been attacked, for any reason, basically, that America didn't get pissed. But hey, I can't think of a folk hero because I'm a Europoor. Good for fucking you. You have the IQ of a goldfish. Everyone must support Obama, else they are racist. Basically the same thing. Again, by the way, apparently this guy, big, right wing, doesn't get it at all.
Largely synthetic, and largely that mythos was largely a product of the elites being imposed on white America.
Oh, well, he said elites. That's it. That's it. He said the word elites. Guys, I gotta take it all back. He said the word elites. He virtue signaled that he could be right wing. Therefore, I must be wrong. Despite every fucking thing that's happened here, despite how fucking stupid he self-evidently is, I must be wrong because he said the word elites. Jesus Christ. Iran is divided between Shia Islamists and Persian nationalists? No! No! You see, there can be no division because there's a top-down government. That's it. It's something vaguely dictatorial. Therefore, everybody's unified. Just like under Stalin. And Mao. And Hitler. And any other monarch ever. Iranian government is a centralized dictatorship. If it can be called centralized at all, it's centralized theocracy, not a dictatorship. Yeah, you would think that would be relevant, but Europoors. So we can put aside our partisanship, or do we hate each other too much? Good question. I mean, it's almost like this is complete, obvious bullshit. Even then, the government in Iran has 3 hypothetically independent branches, just like the U.S. Don't worry about it, though. Oh, and by the way, get ready, because it only gets better.
I would say I don't think that was organic at all. So there's not really anybody in the political realm who, if they were taken out, then the American people would be deeply traumatized by it. So then what you are indeed left with is to have a look at pop culture icons in America. And
Yeah, that's right. There is no political or public figure that you could take out that would seriously upset or traumatize the American people. None. Not even one. Not one single person. Everybody hates everybody. I mean, how are we not already murdering each other in the streets? There is no unity or idea to generally be behind in this country. There is definitely no one running around talking about norms. That has never happened. I don't know what he means. I don't know what you're talking about, Chad. How dare you suggest such a thing? No. That never happened. You see, if any politician died, at least 50% of the country would celebrate, or something. And so, I guess we'll just have to kill... what? Rob Reiner?
And I thought this through. You may disagree with it, but I came up with, if the Iranian secret services were to go to America and carry out some sort of hit on the American icon, the American myth, as encapsulated by an individual, it probably would have to come down to Clint Eastwood or Dolly Parton.
You see, there's such a partisan divide in this country that if a politician died, we would cheer if it was the other side. But Clint Eastwood, who stood on a stage and did, let's be honest, kind of a cringy joke for like 3 minutes about Obama being an empty suit and a piece of shit, we'd be really upset by that. Because Clint Eastwood is apolitical. And I guess the only other thing that we value in this country is fake tits. So we would just lose our fucking mind if they, killed anybody with fake tits? Get the fuck out of here, you fucking retard. So kill 2 politicians, 1 from each, or Colin Powell? Yeah, I mean, you'd think that would matter. But hey, no. Clint Eastwood, a political superstar that everyone loves. Clint Eastwood. Warmonger Clint Eastwood, who only makes movies about war heroes who aren't actually heroes. The left hates this guy. But Morgoth, our fucking Mensa member here, is so in touch with the American culture, I'm sure he already pegged that, and this was just a test to see if we were as retarded as he was.
So in this, I mean, it's a bit of a, it just says a lot about America, and yeah, I don't.
By the way, as a prime example, again on the Dolly Parton subject, outside of just Jugs discussions, is Dolly Parton sung country, which makes her a dumb hick, according to the left. And so, if the left is willing to let these people go simply on the basis that they are the opposing party, then they are going to eject Dolly Parton's mutilated corpse into the sun and cackle the whole way, according to this retard. But hey, don't worry about it. Some reason Dolly Parton. 'Cause fucking reasons.
I think Britain is much better off, but some people mention Tom Hanks. There are probably a couple of others out there.
Oh, Tom Hanks. Well, I guess Tom Hanks, who, by the way, radical leftist, demonstrates it on a semi-regular basis, specifically lately. So, I mean, clearly because he is on the left, the right will celebrate when he dies, right? Right? Because the partisan divide in America is so great that we wouldn't be upset if you killed a politician. You fucking moron. Says a lot about America. Says a lot about your ignorance. Ain't that a fact?
But so you're looking at from a traditional, very religious society in the Middle East, and you're looking for who you could.
Surely you could sacrifice Pedro Krugman, or Pedo Krugman. Well, now, look. I mean, I don't want someone from another country to come to this one and kill anyone. But I'm not sure Krugman's a person. Oh, that's it! Don't prove the partisan divide! It's a joke. For fuck's sake.
Would seriously culturally decapitate the American way of life, if you like. What is the great symbol to be torn down in America by some.
This, by the way, and I can't say this enough. We removed the Twin Towers from every movie that it was in. We went back and digitally removed them because people were too upset at seeing them after they had fallen. But there is simply nothing you could do. Nothing. Because something consumerism. But get ready, it gets worse.
Sort of special ops by the Secret Services infiltrate America. And yeah, you're probably left with taking out Clint Eastwood or Dolly Parton. And this, to me, says something quite a lot about the nature of American society, where there are no...
No, Carlton. The Middle East is not heavily divided. There is a dictatorship there, and so they all agree on everything. I know that sounds fucking moronic when you say it out loud, but it's quite literally what he said earlier.
National heroes, because they have a purely capitalist and, you may say, nihilistic and trashy culture.
You have a purely capitalist, nihilist, some other fucking Europoor word in there that I can't understand because of his crap bad accent and his inability to enunciate. Culture. Really? We have a purely capitalist culture? A purely nihilistic culture? There is nothing here that thinks there is any value in anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. Not one single thing. And pure capitalism? The Federal Register is longer than a stack of Bibles 100 foot high. I mean, and you can widen out that register quite a bit. Seriously, it is unfucking believable how stupid of a statement that is. This country apparently doesn't value anything. Nothing at all. And yet, was angry as fuck every single time that someone wanted to make the national anthem their own. Yet, was angry as fuck about pulling down our history. But hey, we don't value anything. We're just a bunch of nihilistic capitalists. Because this fucking monkey, I'm sorry, monkeys, my fault. You're not that stupid. Primates are our friends. They're intelligent beings too. We shouldn't use them as crash test dummies for helmets. We should use Morgoth. Seriously, what the fuck? Alright, let's check some chat here because why not? He's just making it sound like America has many cultural icons. Yes, he is. But, of course, can't say that out loud. Let's see here. The Sunni and Shia were not at war for more than 1,000 years? No, clearly. Why would you even suggest that? Or for a religious target, kill... Can't say that out loud. You don't understand, Don. America is a soulless McDonald's restaurant next to a gas station by a freeway. Yeah, I mean, that is evidently this Europoor fucking retard's point of view. And look, dear Morgoth, if you ever see this, I'm not retracting any of it. You're a Europoor retard. You want to come down and have a conversation? Do so. I will be courteous, but motherfucker, are you fucking serious with this fucking less than room temperature IQ take? Let's see here. Kill politicians, generals, meh. Kill Adam Sandler. That's it, right? If they went after Adam Sandler, that we would raise our beers and then be very upset because something nihilism, something pure capitalism. And again, I can't even imagine how fucking economically retarded you are to think that we have a purely capitalist fucking culture. That's fucking stupid. You are not only economically retarded, to be fair, you're just functionally retarded in a you should have choked on your own fucking tongue kind of way. Dora the Echo Brackets meme died in 2016. Echo Brackets forever indeed. Echo Brackets forever.
That seems harsh, but I can't really put it in another way. And as
I understand that you can't put it another way. See, it's very hard to conceptualize an idea that is above your fucking IQ. I get that it's difficult. If I try to teach my dog about physics, my dog's just going to bark at me. In this analogy, as it were, you're the dog. I say that because it is literally a meme about how terrible American capitalism is. Yeah.
As I say, I think Britain is pretty much in the same boat. So, how did you?
Well, to be fair, mock the British all you want.
How do you get there? How do you get to that point? Well, it is.
I just got back from getting snacks. This idiot better not be casting aspersions on Dolly Parton. That woman is practically a saint. So his argument is that they could kill Dolly Parton and the entirety of America would be upset, but at the same time, the partisan divide is so wide that if they were to kill any politician, at least half the country would celebrate. This is stupid. Because this presumes that both the left and the right think that the opposition should die, and yet a pretty right-wing figure like Dolly Parton apparently will be upset if she dies. Donna, I'm about 20 behind. Wow, this guy literally has brain cancer. Yeah, I mean, basically.
The dichotomy is really stark here because Iran and the Middle East.
Morgoth's brain is so small, if you yell in his ear, you will hear an echo. Do you hear an echo if it just passes through? I mean, seriously, it's a relevant question. You know, like, this seems like the space between the ears has to be too short to hear an echo, right? So, you know, you make a circle with your fingers, you yell into it, you don't hear an echo, right? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, get your jokes in chat. But, you know, it can't be that wide, right? There can't be that big of a head on those shoulders to carry this tiny of a smooth fucking brain.
In general is much more mystical and religious than America. America is mainly the complete opposite of it. And you could say that, well, okay, leave the people aside, then
So the fact that America doesn't have a universalized religion means that America doesn't have a religion, doesn't have religion, or that they don't care. I mean, look, Iran is smaller than Texas, so it's like we got a few more people to worry about. According to Twitter, he does. Jeez.
they could maybe blow up some national monuments because there are national monuments in America. These land.
See, now, prime example of what we were talking about earlier, right? So, we digitally edited out the Twin Towers from movies that they were in because America was so upset post 9/11 that they cried and didn't want to see that shit anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, not saying I cry like a child when I see the Twin Towers in a movie, but, a little bit of in the heart when I see them in Die Hard, right? Or go back and look at pictures of them, right? But apparently, not only could you not attack any person, get ready for why it wouldn't matter that much if you attacked the national monument. And keep in mind this monument, this one, right fucking here. Because I know if you're American, you have some idea who the guy over there right next to Lincoln is. I know you do. And get ready for the dumb shit that's about to come out of his mouth. I had one of these chaps tell me on Twitter to stop using logic because it's, quote, Jewish, end quote, way of understanding / looking the world, paraphrase. The Jews invented logic.
Landmarks where if they were taking out, it would have a severe effect on the American mentality, and I think that probably is the case as well. But what's interesting is that when we look at these landmarks and what they represent, they do actually represent this a classic liberal post-Enlightenment set of values. It's all about liberty and freedom and individualism, and which, as Julius Evola pointed out.
Now, one of those things is a piece of geography, which is apparently about liberalism and freedom. All right? I'm not making this. I didn't choose the pictures. This is his fucking video. All right? I didn't make this happen. You can watch it yourself. This is at 7 minutes and 12 seconds. A piece of geography is about liberalism and individuality. Yes. How can you be this stupid? How? Now, what is Lady Liberty here about? Liberalism and freedom? That must mean we I mean, look, I get it. We call her Lady Liberty, right? Therefore, because there's a colloquialism, that must be what it's about, right? I mean, it's definitely not the French going, hey, good job kicking out the fucking British. That's not why it's there. It's, I don't know. Fuck me. I guess I should listen to this fucking retard about what monuments in my country mean. Continued economics is a Jewish science as the Jews beat the white, I assume that's supposed to be man in banking, and are the evil merchants, etc., etc. Seems totally legit. Either way, I feel like we would have to kill a few more salamanders if they fucked with Mount Rushmore. Oh, that's a fact, right? It has significance to Native Americans, and they are the true Americans. Ah, there it is. There it is. something leftism. We have no cultural icons or figures that we look up to. Yeah, exactly. Actually, the Greeks invented logic, though it would probably be more accurate to say they codified something that already existed. Yeah, you'd think that'd matter, but look, we're dealing with someone that has roughly the same IQ as the shit that I took right before this stream. So don't get too hung up on the details or anything, really. You have to just listen and fucking believe. Otherwise, this sounds like the dumbest shit you've ever heard in your life. Statue of Liberty is a symbol of the Freemasons. I mean, if you want. To be honest, France gave us the lady to spite the Brits. Yep. When the actual fuck is this guy for real? Supposedly so. And this fucking retard has 24,000 subs. Once again, I am coming to this problem where, you know what? That's it. I guess I just gotta just look into the camera and say dumb shit. Like, have you considered that everything in America is nihilism and pure capitalism? You see, America is like bad. Please subscribe and like the video. My name's Morgoth. I mean, don't upset. Please subscribe to the channel because I might choke on my tongue if you don't give me something to help anchor it to my teeth. Anchor's too big a word. If you don't help me hold it to my teeth. I just... Fuck. What? Fat fingers? Yeah, no worries, Rogers. Let's see here. And white nationalism is more modern than Enlightenment liberalism. This guy doesn't seem to actually understand anything Evolva actually wrote. No, he doesn't. You gotta use the word epistemology multiple times. I got it. Please, epistemology, subscribe to my epistemology channel. This is John the Pleb, and I don't know anything about America, but it's bad. Fucking good talk. Have you read... What? Iger, bro? No. Oh, God. Anyway, hold on, because it only gets worse.
Results in materialism and capitalism. So, in a way...
It results in materialism and capitalism. Ooh. Man, look. All right. Let me, since you Europoors only seem to really care about your goddamn selves, which is fine, because look, don't get me wrong, I don't give a fuck about you idiots. let me try and make this as clear as possible. Britain wants to stay in the European Union. Not the UK. Britain. Maybe the UK too. Fuck it. That's, glad we're all on the same page. Oh yeah, capitalism bad? Yeah, oh yeah. But capitalism, it created the consumerism and the nihilism and the nothing else happened. That was it. There was pure, unmitigated capitalism, specifically after Woodrow Wilson. Or for that matter, George fucking Washington. But hey, far be it for me to get in the way with actual economic facts about the situation. Fuck it, we need to listen to Europoors about what the fuck America is.
The culture, this was embedded in the American DNA. Whereas a more traditionalist society, you can...
Yeah, that's it. It was embedded in the American DNA. Hey, this fucking guy said so. And after having proved himself so intelligent and well-founded and reasoned up to this point, look, bitch, your goddamn nihilism, capitalism, and materialism is embedded in your DNA. Which is why the 13 colonies mandated the First Amendment be religious freedom. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. It's, that's what happened. Yep. I just. What?
Have that kind of mythical figure. You can't, because it's a different set of values. You're coming at it from a completely different place. So when you've built your
How is white nationalism not derived from materialism? Or is he talking about wanting to buy shit kind? He is clearly talking about consumerism, right? I mean, look, I don't want to correct too many of this retard's mistakes because this is just, like, honestly, it's kind of funny in that it's so fucking stupid, right? And look, a little bit of my job here is just to be angry at how fucking retarded it is and make fun of it. Because if this were some serious fucking set of statements, I might spend some time rebutting it. But this is just fucking dumb.
society on individualism and property rights and freedom, it does, as Julius Evola said, in this arc of civilization, it lends itself to individualism and that lends itself to materialism.
Yeah, yeah. That's why we mandated the 10th Amendment, really. Right? I mean, this guy has to be a Darwinist, right? Well, I don't know. Based on the way that he's talking, and truth be told, I don't know Morgoth well enough. But based on the way he's talking, he's probably not. Is Morgoth a white nationalist? I'm not sure, but I assume he'd say no, based on who he regularly talks to. Though he might be. And hey, look, man, if you are, then hey, don't let me take that away from you. I just think it's bad optics. And I know you Europoors are super concerned about optics. I'm pretty sure he's talking about materialism in the consumerist sense. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I mean, he almost has to be, right? It just, it's like he doesn't know what the words that are coming out of his fucking mouth means. And that sucks. So Proud Yank is, by as far as I know, the most familiar with him. So by all means, Morgoth, if that's incorrect, come down and tell me. And by all means, read like a book or 50 before you talk to me.
And you can see that in this advanced stage, that's kind of taken over America, that it was there right from the start. And I'm reminded of the movie What?
It was there right from the start. Really? This country hasn't changed a bit since its founding. We didn't add a bunch of socialistic shit. We didn't live through the progressive era. We didn't survive through a president that literally loved Hitler that you showed on screen. That didn't fucking happen. One who didn't think that National Socialist policies were the way to go because international socialism had failed. FDR. You fucking mongoloid. I just wanted to be sure who Ghostly was talking about. Fair enough. People keep saying he's an ad sock, so I just kind of assumed. Fair enough. Reclaiming socialism from the left. Yes, I've heard that a lot about this moron. Which, by the way, let me just address that for a moment. Socialism is leftism, right? It's utopianism codified. That's what it is. You can't reclaim leftism from leftism, you idiot. American Civil War changed nothing. That's a fact. I mean, clearly, not one single thing fucking happened after the Civil War that changed America. Literally nothing. His good old buddy Keith Woods. Ugh. Anyway, moving along because this is about to be retarded.
Watchmen.
We should rewind for this because it's that dumb.
From the start. And I'm reminded of the movie Watchmen.
Now, let's pause right there. Earlier, I was mocking him for having viewed Hollywood and thinking that that's what America was. And if you thought I was off fucking base, get ready for this.
When in Watchmen they had a go at it. It's actually playing around with the idea of having mythical figures in America. They're sort of hot, the quasi superheroes, and they're there to fight for the American dream. And it collapses around them, and there's anarchy in the streets, and they ended up getting fired. They ended up getting given the boot by Richard Nixon. But the point is that the comedian character and somebody else, one of the other watchmen, are on the streets and they're saying, well, one of them says, whatever happened to the American dream? There's chaos, there's anarchy, there's blood in the streets. Whatever happened to the American dream? And the comedian replies with, well, it came true.
That's it. I don't think there's anything else in this video that needs to be addressed to determine just how stupid this motherfucker is. Just how fucking retarded. And I know, Don, you should be nice to the morons. No, I fucking shouldn't. Enough is fucking enough. You watched a Hollywood wild leftist cock-filled fucking movie and went, well, I guess that basically explains America. You fucking cunt. Oh, what should I do? Should I go ask David Lammy how the UK works? Should I listen to Angela Merkel about what's best for the EU? You fucking cockholster. Holy fucking shit. I can't even fucking believe how fucking stupid that is. And 24,000 people take this fucking retard seriously. If I literally shit on a plate and handed it to you and said, that's my fucking point, it would be a better point than the one he just fucking made. I swear to Christ, eject yourself into the fucking sun to raise the IQ of the earth. All of it. You're dragging everybody down. Yes, sub-Saharan Africa with a fucking average IQ of 65 or whatever the fuck it is that you all motherfuckers want to say. You're dragging them down too, bitch. Get off the planet. Holy fuck. I can't even believe how fucking stupid that is. And again, I come to this crossroads where like, Don, maybe you should just fucking say dumb shit into the camera. Because apparently you could say the most retarded fucking shit on earth, and that's fucking fine. That is a good idea, and people should fucking subscribe to you. As long as you fucking hate America, that's all that fucking matters. Well, fuck you, you fucking faggot. Holy shit. God damn, that shit pisses me off. Fucking, this is why I continue to hate Europoors. And by the way, enough is enough. I fucking hate Europoors. Fuck you. I am done. Except Craig. Craig's great. When you tell him to read a book, you probably ought to specify Harry Potter doesn't count. We've made that mistake with leftists before. Touche. Morgoth, read a book that's not Harry Potter, you leftist crapbag. Whole comic was a dumb leftist being pissed at Reagan. Wow. Shocking. But hey, just because we went to fucking radical retard leftism to define America, well, I mean, that basically defines America. As if employment-based migration hasn't been a thing in all of history. Weird. Even worse, Watchmen was written by a British socialist. It's a British socialist interpretation of America. No wonder the Europoors love it. Say retarded shit and retards will flock. There it is. Chad, this is the problem. I've been depending on you people with an IQ above room temperature. I don't know what else to say. Mistakes were fucking made. Let's see here. Watch this video addressed to libertarians, how libertarians got canceled. Glass Europe indeed. Maybe we'll fucking watch the libertarian shit after this. Also, there's that picture of McDonald's I was referring to. Yeah, sure enough. I've just been hated on. That's fair. I like Rogers too.
You're looking at it. Now, this is quite a bit exaggerated, but the point of it is that the
to be fair to subscribers, some are probably hate watchers, probably not 24,000 of them.
Anarchy and the capitalism, which is an event just overwhelmed America.
Anarchy and capitalism has overwhelmed America. Congratulations, chat. I don't know if you know this, but we live in fucking Ancapistan. Now, you might not think we live in Ancapistan because there's all this fucking goddamn regulation and socialistic policy, but we live in fucking Ancapistan, and that doesn't even include any of the Night Watchman state ideas that are enacted in law. See, we live in fucking Ancapistan, according to this fucking retard. What's with the picture of the Wanderer looking at McDonald's? I don't fucking know. The Welsh are truly the most oppressed. Is this guy Welsh? Is that the deal?
The materialism, it was
For reference, if he is, the Welsh have the most oppressed IQ.
embedded in the DNA of the nation right from the start. And what that results in is something which is the complete polar opposite of a more traditional society like Iran, which is, I mean, in many regards,
This is the fucking started goddamn thing up. At Ghostly Gun, I doubt he's a Darwinist. He argued that libertarianism is bad without welfare. His, quote, northern, end quote, way of life would not have survived as, quote, his people, end quote, would have had to move. Wow. So what he's saying is that his people are indeed worthless. Congratulations, Morgoth. Your people are worthless. I didn't say it. You did. If this is ANCAP, then where is the crab brave? Relevant question. He's not Welsh. How dare you? Fair enough. Look, I don't know. Wherever this motherfucker's from, though, they do have the most oppressed IQ. And by the way, I make no claims to having any fucking idea, because, as previously mentioned, I don't fucking care about Europe. There's a handful of subscribers to this channel. They're great people. Based on that ratio, I mean, we'll expropriate some of them. We'll just, you give me these like 10, blast the rest of that shit.
it's too far gone. It's too far in the other way. And so it's fascinating that Julius Evola kind of had this mapped out, and that's why I mentioned him in this video, because he would be probably more sympathetic to the bastardized form of spiritualism in Iran.
Traditional Iran. Wouldn't that be called Persia? No. No. Why? Europoorism. Now, I know that historically it might be called Persia, but Europoorism. You're mistaking us for the Scots? Well, I mean, you are European. The Welsh is part of the UK, enough said. Relevant.
Than what he would in America, because in America it's completely devoid of that. It's completely devoid of anything beyond the material. And when you
hear that, chat? Now, knowing my chat as I do, and that so many of you are indeed American, and that so many of you are religious, you are only the material. That's it. That's it. That's what you got, all of you, or such a small minority that that's all there is. And look, there just aren't enough religious people in America to fucking matter. Even though it's like basically all of us. I mean, half the left claims some sort of Christian roots, whether or not the vast majority of Christian religions believe them, that they hold to it at all, is a different story, but even the left en masse claims it. But hey, don't worry about it. You're just materialists. So, if you ever done anything for any reason other than getting more shit, like helped your kid walk, for example, then for fuck's sake, had kids, right? Kids are fucking expensive. This is pure materialism land over here. We don't have none of them kids. They cost the monies. Oh, damn it. It's like you have to be too stupid to live to say this, which causes a contradiction. I don't understand how you could be this fucking dumb and still be able to talk.
go so far down that route, into this purely pragmatic, materialistic worldview, purely secular, where
We're purely secular, chat. You've got to be fucking shitting me. Guaranteed. In some other video, this fucking moron is saying something about the American religious right. Guaranteed. 100% I'll take that fucking bet. Purely secular, that's why we have the March for Life, which is regularly the largest march in America. But it's not covered on the news, therefore, Mensa member fucking Europoors don't know about it. It's not in Hollywood movies, therefore it doesn't exist in America. Just at all. Right? I didn't move to a state and have every single fucking person that I talk to for more than 15 words go, what church do you go to? Because you said you just moved here. Would you come to mine? That didn't fucking happen. All right? Do you understand? They were like, hey, are you with the Church of McDonald's or the Church of Wendy's? Eh? Because if you're with the Church of McDonald's, we're going to have to... If you're with the Church of McDonald's, I swear to fucking God, you motherfucker, I'm going to have to take you back behind the Tasty Freeze and shank you a little bit. Because ain't nobody belong to the Church of McDonald's. Everybody belongs to the Church of Wendy's in this fucking town. Holy shit. Right, according to Morgoth, the religious right are not a thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have to agree with Carlton. I'd rather be a black American than any race in the UK. Relevant. Are there any atheists on Fox News? I can't think of one. UK are just trying to close the retard gap with Iran. Relevant. They were like, hey, someone's being dumb. We gotta go. Even Rush Limbaugh is religious. Relevant. Holy fuck, this is so stupid. It's impossible to address. This is so devoid of reality that it's like, I may as well be talking to AOC.
It's based on individualism. It's the antithesis to traditional, to the traditional.
Yeah, that's why if you wander around Texas, what you find is people who were Texans. Yeah, I mean, they might also be Americans. And if you wander around the rest of the country, you find Americans. Because they're so individualistic. They're attached to their state and their country, or their church, or their friends, or their family. No, none of that matters. You see, over here, we're just constantly having Roman orgies so that everyone can orgasm on a regular basis and worship Carl's fucking Jr. Seriously, this idiot watched Idiocracy and was like, oh my god, that's actually how America is. Like, everything is sponsored by Carl's Jr. Just, whoa. Remember, Dawn, a soulless McDonald's next to a gas station by the freeway. Yes, exactly. Daily reminder, you can't cut the tuck. I don't know, he's pushing hard lately. Stealing my content is a big one.
Form of society, and there's not really any way for anybody to become a great hero. It's divided against itself.
This brings me to a relevant point. Let's hold on to his capitalist, nihilist, materialist point of view. Wouldn't our heroes then be Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos? I mean, seriously. They are, and have been for quite some time, the two richest men in the world. And if we were so nihilistic and shitty and purely capitalistic, wouldn't it be assassinate Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, or both, right? Because all we care about's the muns and like the materials and the things. And those guys are doing it better than literally everybody else on Earth. Can that be can that be a fucking thing? Or are you just too fucking dumb to know that Bill Gates fucking exists? I mean, it's hard to fucking tell. Because even if I was going to engage your argument, if it argument, as if it were real for a moment, the correct answer would be Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Somehow or another, you're too fucking stupid to figure out the own logical conclusion to your own argument. You just are. And bitch, I've been drinking, and I get it. How don't you? Let's see here. And Soros and the Koch brothers, relevant. And Steve Jobs would be our holy martyr. Wouldn't that make sense?
Multiple fronts. It's impossible for a great folk hero to rise and be.
No, you idiot. Even if America worked in the way that your moronic ass Europoor too fucking stupid to wipe your own ass way thought that it did, the correct answer would be Jeff Bezos, you idiot.
Sort of capture the imagination of the people. Even in the past,
and for that matter, Elon Musk.
It's difficult because even if you go back to something like the Civil War, you have that divide again.
That pick is stupid too, always used by people who don't know what they're talking about. I guarantee that pick was taken near an interstate and moving away even a mile drastically changed the landscape. Yeah, guaranteed. In fact, you can see the forest in the distance. But hold on, because this is dumb unto itself.
Because even if you go back to something like the Civil War, you have that divide again. You could have some war leader.
At the point that the country was at such a divide that they literally had a civil war, the country was divided. Really? You sure? When people literally picked up weapons and said, I'm going to kill that fucking guy over this problem, the country was divided. How are you this stupid? How? For fuck's sake. Look, motherfucker, if you went back to pre-Civil War, I get it, right? Like, well, look, there was a big divide that happened in America in the Civil War. So even if you went back before that, at least then you might not be making the dumbest point in human history. But for fuck's sake. Oh, well, at the time that Germany invaded France, they were so divided, they just hated each other. No fucking shit. Well, At the time there was a war, there was a really big division. What? It is fucking incredible to me that those words came out of somebody's mouth. Right? Like, you can't be this fucking dumb. You can't. You've said a lot of words in this video. There's 10 minutes and 53 seconds at this point where you've been talking. And somehow or another, you think that at the point of the Civil War, the country should have been united. It's a fucking civil war, you idiot! Holy god damn! Morgoth is informing us that water is wet. Yeah. And then acting like that's a surprise. Well, if you go to water and you reach into it, it's wet. What? Who fucking knew? Oh, God. Right, because Grant did not win the presidency off the war, right? Oh. Oh. I can't. I fucking can't even with this fucking retardation. Silly Don, we Americans don't have a culture, clearly.
I suppose. But I'm not too sure. Even someone like Patton was a controversial figure. JFK is a possible.
Patton, massively controversial figure. At the time, right? That's what you mean. Patton was a controversial figure. During the time where the only people who really didn't like him were his superiors that he pissed off. Yeah. Controversial.
Contender for having been that in the past. And then look what happened to him. So
my bad, Morgoth is informing us that water is wet and something about how we are too divided currently and how those things are related. My cousin's political diatribe at Thanksgiving have gotten me bad enough that I need to shoot him. Some dude in Virginia in the 1860s. Honestly, can relate. Yeah, exactly. CIA killed Patton, no one cared. I honestly, I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm just going to leave that alone, and we're going to move on, because this is dumb.
America is a society which seems incapable of having genuine heroes, and I would say that was a core.
There have been no heroes of any variety in all of American history. Literally none. I mean, seriously, nobody. I can't think of a single one. No American ever has been an American hero. Not one. You definitively could not look to, for example, Congressional Medal of Honor recipients. You just, nope, not a thing. George Washington? Who the fuck was that guy? Clearly not a hero. I mean, just nobody. Not one single person ever. 240 years. Nobody. Nothing. Bueller. And by the way, Ferris Bueller. Totally not. There have been no cultural heroes in the country's history. And by the way, I don't care what name you bring up. Still not one. Even if you bring up Dolly Parton or Clint Eastwood. Not cultural heroes. They're just, I don't know. They're just some people. Maybe they did some things. I don't know. George Washington was a materialist. Well, I mean, Morgoth said it, if inadvertently. Just, there can't be heroes. Do you understand, chat? So, if you appreciate, admire anybody, anything, well, you don't. All right? You're a nihilistic shithead. Just loves the monies. That's the rules. Now, you might think that sounds stupid as fuck and has nothing to do with your life, but you gotta understand, Europoor crapbag douchebags said it was the case. Therefore, it fucking must be.
Ordered into the very fabric and the founding myth of the nation.
Can I get a take on what the founding myth of the nation is? Anybody? Bueller? Anything? What is that founding myth? I mean, I'll fucking wait. Specifically, I'll wait for this faggot to give it to me. Right? Well, the Declaration of Independence is the founding myth of the country. What does that thing say? Any idea? Because I'm pretty sure as soon as I call you out for it, you Google it and go, of course I know! It says this! And then probably give me the link to the thing you Googled without fucking reading it. But hey, don't worry about it. Don't have to read it. You don't have to know. Because you're a fucking Europoor retard. And don't worry about it. No matter how fucking stupid you are, America will still save your dumb ass. Same reason we got short buses in this country. Because we take care of the fucking retards.
Prevents that from arising. And it's in complete stark contrast to these more mythical regions in the Middle East, which the American liberal capitalistic empire now finds itself in.
We're an American liberal capitalistic empire. Dear rest of the known world, specifically Europoors, if we were an empire, we would march into your shitty little countries and turn you into vassal states. I know. John, I'm saying it is a shorthand for American hegemony. Yeah. Because empire and hegemony, that's, you saved a lot of time there. And one definitely suggests that we would walk into your shitty little countries and make you vassal states, and one doesn't. But hey, you're just a giant walking cock holster, presumably with thumbs, because you did manage to get this out there. So I'm sure the next time someone slides their cock into your cock holster, you definitely won't be screaming, "America, save me," from the top of your fucking lungs.
In a permanent war, leaving aside certain other actors on the stage here who've made absolute hay from this the capitalism in America, from this love of money and from the individualism. You put a coherent.
This love of money. Anybody know the most charitable country on earth? Even per capita? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody know the most charitable country on earth per capita adjusted for average wage? Anybody? Anybody know who that country's been for about 150 years? Anybody? Well, if you don't know, fucking America, motherfucker! They hate us because they ain't us. Ain't that a fact? I can identify Iran on a map, though. Shocking. If we were an empire, why the fuck does Canada exist? Yeah, that seems like a good question. Does that include the German church tax? I don't know what you're referring to there. Was even able to eyeball it on a map with no borders to dab on someone on some Twitter rando. Yeah, look. If I have to stick my finger on a map where my finger is bigger than Iran, then yes, some portion of my finger will be outside of the border. Outside of that, it'll be in the right place. Moving along.
Team in that, and they are going to have an absolute field day, which is actually another reason why in this late stage America, this behemoth of degeneracy and greed and corruption, now finds itself sort of brainwashed and at war with older, more traditional parts of the world.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land, and sea. Some fucking shit, right? You fucking retard. Holy Christ. Now you find yourself in these battles with the older, more traditional cultures. Do you know where Tripoli is, you fucking retard? Yeah, just fucking recently that we, I guess, We've never been at war with any of these older fucking shithead cultures who are a bunch of shitheads. We'll get there in a minute, Proud Yank. That's never fucking happened. By the way, because you are such an uncultured anti-American cunt, that is the Marine Corps hymn I was singing to you. And a shocking turn of events, I know the Marine Corps hymn because I was a fucking Marine! But hey, you know, this country ain't got no culture, no history, don't appreciate fucking nothing. Nothing at all. And by the way, you know, it's all because we're a bunch of degenerate fucks. Do you know why we were in Tripoli, you fucking cunt? Do you? You little fucking bitch? No, you fucking don't. You have no fucking idea. Because all you know is the bullshit propagandistic crap that your fucking cunt-ass Europoor country has told you about America your entire fucking life. You don't know your ass from a fucking hole in the ground. And if you fucking did, you'd probably stop sticking golf clubs in your ass. That's all I'm saying. Euros are calling us degenerate? Yeah. Well, you know, you gotta understand, we gotta get a little bit less degenerate. We need to import a few more Muslims to rape the shit out of our fucking women and children. Then we won't be fucking degenerates. Then we could be like the rest of the fucking Europoor cunts. Right? An empire, when do we start taxing the Brits at 90% so we can found Mount Rushmore 2 that's just George Washington with an AR-15 and a beer? Totally fucking sold. Let's do it. Let's fucking go conquer the goddamn Europoors right now and tax them at 90% so that we can just build random fucking shit. When drunk ass Dawn makes me sing the hymn. So how many times has this nigger said the word capitalist and liberal? Enough. I mean, clearly not, because he's going to do it again. We should fund the Brits to carve a sign into their mountains that says, fuck the Brit bonds. We should indeed pave over fucking Europe and just fucking have every single one of them taxed at 90+% just to carve into every mountain in the country, I am a Europoor. And have them give their own pledge of fucking allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the mountain of Europooristan, and to the Europoors for which it stands, one nation under Europoorism, with Europoorism for all. Sold. Let's fucking do it. Apparently we're an empire. Fuck them. This is how I never become president. This guy's just a socialist, blind to his own ideology. Ain't that a fact?
And it was there, I think, right from the beginning of the inception of America, which some people say was all about Freemasons and stuff. Yeah, maybe not, but it is impossible for then the Iranians to say, who do we attack? Who do we go for?
Yes, I understand that you are too fucking stupid to understand, and so are the Iranians. And you know what? I'm happy about that. Good. I'm happy that the Iranians are too fucking dumb to know who to attack in America to piss us off. Because you know what? No matter how shitty some Americans are, I'd rather not see them dead. I mean, if they die of old age or a heart attack, I won't be crying or anything. But if some motherfucker comes to American soil and does some of the shooty or the killy, guess what I'm doing? Getting the fat off my ass, re-enlisting, and going and fucking killing you. That's what I'm doing. I'll be happy to do it. Any day, anytime. Like, every single fucking out Marine I know was dropping fucking memes about, like, we gonna have World War III? Everybody else, no! Marines. When? Why? Because if you want to attack America, we want to kill you. And I get it. You're too fucking dumb to get that. Because we're too individualistic. But you don't even understand defending your own fucking country. You fucking cuck bitch. We should have conquered Europe and give the lands to Poland. That's a fact. We should make the Brits pay tax on tea. Yes! America, land of the Freemason, home of the Buicks. Clearly, that's all that's here.
there isn't a figure there. There's just money and individuals.
Yeah, yeah. Just money and individualism. By the way, again, I'm not making any of this up. I know that it might seem like this shit is too fucking stupid for a human being to say out loud. You're just wrong. I was wrong. As I sat here listening, disbelieving to this fucking bullshit. Unfucking believable.
Looking out for their individual needs. So thanks for listening, folks.
You are definitively not welcome, you fucking moron. It's unbelievable how fucking stupid you are. Holy Christ. Like, I can't even honestly quantify how fucking dumb you are. Is there a negative quadrillion IQ that's available? At some point, you reach vegetable. I assume you're above that because you can talk. Presumably, my dogs, with their like 60, 50, 60-ish IQ, presumably smarter than that because they bark. But maybe the real difference there is just the formation of the mouth. Maybe the dogs simply don't have the capability, given the mouth they have, to speak. And I've never really considered this possibility before, but having listened to you, I think it's really fucking possible. Holy shit, you're dumb. I can quantify it. Please do so. Bro watches vid on libertarians. So that's probably going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to finish this fucking cigarette, take a piss, and then we're probably going to do that. Still early enough, we got time. Maybe I'll just break this up into 2 videos and fucking you guys can just DM that shit to him. He is exactly 11 gazillion dumb. Sounds fair. We are my taxes Europoor. I'm planning these F-150s don't pay for themselves. What? Oh, where are my taxes Europoor? I'm planning these F-150s. I assume you just really fucked that up to begin with. Anyway, cigarette out. I'm going to take a piss. I'll be right back. We're going to find out why libertarians got canceled by possibly the dumbest person on earth. And I say that knowing that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez exists. Did ya in Discord just say? I get the feeling I got tagged. Fair enough. We're not starting. A little booze. There's only so fucking much I can take, and this retard without alcohol, not fucking okay. I can't wait for the reason libertarians got canceled being something like Social Security. I seriously, I can't wait for it. True Grave, I mean, you're not wrong. He should definitely eject himself into the sun to raise the IQ of the planet. It's a relevant self-sacrifice for the group that hopefully he'll understand. Because otherwise, he seems too fucking stupid. Though he does seem to get that point. So, I mean, there is that. Oh. Okay. Who's ready? Who's ready? We good, chat? We ready to go? We think we can handle this? I mean, honest question. This is horrendously bad. Like, just too fucking stupid for living. I mean, that's just what it is. So. Deep breaths. All right. Ready, steady, retarded. Wow. That sounds like the Conan theme thing sort of there in the background, but hey, far be it for me to say so.
Hello again.
So are we just doing Morgoth this stream, or is this just streams about bad takes? I'm not opposed to other bad takes.
Folks, seems like every time I...
God, his intro music is loud. Yeah, you're not kidding, right? Because this is the volume that I can hear his retarded-ass voice at. And look, don't get me wrong, I'm deaf, so I have all of the volumes kicked up. But this is the volume difference between his goddamn retard fucking voice, his intro.
Come on the internet these...
Conan was probably smarter than Morgoth? Probably? Probably? Carlton. Carlton, I may have to disown you now. It's been good. To be fair, you've been the goodest boy till now. What you've suggested that Conan is only probably more intelligent than this guy. And that's just, I mean, that's a bridge too far. Gaze upon this video, ye mighty, and despair. Yes, exactly. Low IQ is a European right. That's a fact. Does Morgoth even know what is best in life? No. Just no.
These days, I find myself getting dragged into debates and arguments with libertarian types, or more broadly, a faction of the right that despise the...
Okay, because I was hoping that we could get into another video? Yeah. Morgoth and Magog are very different people. I like Magog. Magog is funny. This guy's retarded.
States and love capitalism and the market. It isn't a subject I'm very interested in, and I don't pretend to know much about economics either, but nevertheless, I'm
That's good, because you clearly fucking don't.
Constantly getting dragged into these arguments. At first pitch, though, the libertarian argument idea seems reasonably enough. Get the quasi-totalitarian government out of our faces and stop it telling us what to think and do and say. We can all be left alone.
I haven't seen him take an IQ test, so I'm giving the benefit of the doubt is all. I approve of your charity, Carlton. You are still the goodest boy.
Alone to live out some Randian bliss, just like those lads in Montana with those ranches, free men under the stars, individualism cut loose from the modern world. I mean, I do
God, you're so retarded already.
get it, I do get the idea. But what happens when we bring this thinking closer to home? Let's say my home of the Northeast, and during the 1980s. I never bothered asking these libertarians what they would do about the mines and the pits and the heavy industry which Thatcher closed down. I knew they'd be in favour of shutting it down. But then they all...
I never asked. I just already knew what your answer would be because I am a mind-reading leftist. Seriously. Can we stop calling this guy right-wing now? He is right-wing for Europe, which just means he's a radical leftist.
also agreed that the newly unemployed working class masses of the North should not receive any government support or benefits whatsoever.
Should they?
The options left to the people in the Northeast would be to start your own business, which would be almost impossible because nobody would have any money, or starve.
Yeah. You know how that comes about is your horrible government policies to begin with, you cunt. He knows nothing about economics, but the worst part is that he and his types have shit opinions about it. Oh, yeah. We're already there. So, look, California is a socialist hellhole. It just is. On the other hand, at least it's not European. And do you know why I say that? Because even in California, there was a guy a couple of years ago, lost his job, couldn't pick up a new one, mostly because it's California. So he started going to his neighbors and said, hey, how about I pick up the dog shit in your backyard for $5? And they went, okay. So he picked up dog shit. And then he went to the next neighbor and said, hey, how about I pick up the dog shit in your backyard for $5? And they went, okay. And so every day he'd go around and he'd collect his $10. And then, I mean, look, it went much faster than this. But for the sake of allegory, he went to the next neighbor and he said, hey, how about I pick up dog shit for $5? And they went, wow, that sounds great. So now he's got 3. The next neighbor, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. And then he started filling his day with picking up dog shit. And it was taking him 20 minutes apiece, maybe. 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Pick up dog shit in the backyard. First time, much more so than latter times. So, maybe 5 minutes. Make $1 a minute. That's fucking $60 an hour. Oh, but Don, he had travel time between houses. What's your argument? He made $50 an hour? And so he starts getting enough people who want him to pick up dog shit in his fucking backyard. He says, I gotta hire somebody. So he hired somebody to pick up dog shit in people's backyards. It's not my fault that your fucking worthless ass countrymen can't even fucking manage to do some basic shit that some person might like for a reasonable price. It's you and your worthless, entitled, Europoor ass countrymen's fault, you fuck.
Or move where the work is. In the move to work scenario, we'd have seen a mass exodus from the Northeast, scattering itself around.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Please, Google carpetbaggers, fuckface.
The nation, essentially disintegrating an entire way of life and settled community because it wasn't profiting enough. Here,
yes, if you're a worthless cunt-ass drag on the world doesn't have to support you. Sorry, Britain, as a whole, and wherever the fuck Morgoth comes from if it's not in there. It is no crime to be ignorant of economics, which is, after all, a specialized discipline and one that most people consider a, quote, dismal science, end quote, but it is totally irresponsible to have a loud and vociferous opinion on economic subjects while remaining in a state of ignorance. Murray Rothbard. Fact. Fact. Look, there's a shitload of things that I don't know anything about. You know what I do? I shut my fucking mouth. That's what I do. Now, I'm sure Morgoth here would be like, but I'm very smart! And you know what? That's exactly what the kid with the blue helmet that gets off the short bus tells me. And you know what I do? I pat him on the head and I say, yes, you're very smart, Timmy. You are. Now let's walk you home to mommy, because if you walked home alone, you'd get hit by a car. And it's kind of the same thing with this retard. You're too fucking stupid to know how fucking stupid you are. Oh my god, did you just Dunning-Kruger affected me and were too American and dumb to know what that is? Yeah, that's what happened. I definitely wasn't just mocking you. Welsh coal mines not innovating due to unions protecting jobs. Shock of fucking shocks. TLDR, don't talk shit about stuff you know nothing about. That's a fact, right? Look, you know how I avoid sounding like a fucking retard? I shut my goddamn mouth. And look, again, I'm sure my blue helmeted YouTube brethren here would be like, hey, clearly you're too stupid. I, as a Europoor crapbag who has the IQ of dog shit, know more about your country than you do. You must understand I am a cultured Europoor. I drink tea. Guess what? I drink adult tea. It's called coffee. Fuck you and your Europoor bullshit. Moving along.
My father would have ended up in Liverpool, let's say, and my mother would have ended up in Glasgow, thereby dissolving my family.
Was whoring better in Liverpool or Glasgow? I mean, wherever the fuck your mother was going. Let's listen to the full thing. Find out where Mama would have been sucking dick.
Pool, let's say, and my mother would have ended up here. My father would have ended up in Liverpool, let's say, and my mother would have ended up in Glasgow, thereby dissolving.
So Mama would have showed up in Glasgow sucking dick. Yeah, I get that. Your non-entrepreneurial entire fucking communita probably doesn't have anything more than the oldest profession to make it work for him. I'm sure Dad would have been in Liverpool, where evidently fags can suck dick and make money. That's all I'm fucking saying.
Dissolving my family. The family structure would be destroyed as well. The people of the Northeast, the Geordies, a distinct part of the British identity, would
Literally no one cares who you're, a poor fuck.
cease to exist.
So fucking what?
This isn't the left we're talking about here with crazy immigration policies or whatever. But fundamentally, the view of man is the same. It's a model of man as economic unit before all else.
No, you fucking retard. To try and explain this to you in the dumbest down way possible. Daddy, get job. Daddy, food table. Family, yay. Daddy, yay. Daddy, no likey worky worky. Daddy, food table. Daddy, yay. Do we understand? Do I need to draw this shit out in fucking crayon?
And it's this vision that lies at the heart of the arguments raging in my internet circles. I mean, it may not be left wing, but it isn't exactly right wing or conservative either.
You're an idiot. You just are. You've thought your positions through as much as the most recent shit that my dogs took in the backyard. You probably got an equivalent IQ.
The only thing being conserved here is the market. The people are just grist to the mill.
No, you stupid cunt. It's almost like people go through hard times and do what they have to get through it without daddy government providing for them so that they don't actually have to go through hard times. Because when people don't have to go through hard times, they think the world is fucking easy and they become little leftist cunts. Just like fucking you! Suggesting they would be smart enough to suck dick is generous. Alright. My fault. My bad. There is some skill required in sucking dick, but I'm sure both mom and dad could have leaned over a bench, if only because someone leaned them over and they could go both get fucked from behind. And I'm sure his brothers that he would have had probably would have come from there.
This is a model of man as self-interested individual, having removed the state from the equation. People are expected to.
Yep. As a self-interested individual, I did basically anything I've ever done in my life for my family. That's how it worked. I ate all the shit I ate in my life for my family because I was self-interested. When I lost money to make sure that my kids had a better life by me teaching them things, that was self-interest. When I didn't ask or currently won't even tell you what those fucking things are to ask for praise, that was self-interest. When I go out of my way and spend hours and hours and hours working on somebody else for their own sake, it was because I was a self-interested cunt. Yeah, good point.
To wander the free market wasteland, foraging without actually having a settled community or even any.
Yeah. So once again, you should be able to be a worthless drain on society because you created a community. We call that welfare moms. Thank you, my right-wing friend who loves welfare moms.
Deep bonds or roots or ties or anything. Essentially,
Yeah, man. All those welfare moms have sucked dick together. I mean, look, probably a bunch of them have sucked the same dick. And so when the state provides them a house, they have a community where they suck dick together. I'm glad we have such right-wing communities, you fucking moron.
it's similar to the life of a snake or some reptile creature. But at least we're free
Yeah, that's what happens. God, you're so stupid.
from the leftist nut jobs and big government, aren't we?
You are a leftist nutjob. You just are. And you just hide behind some right-wing virtue signaling. You fucking cuck.
We've conquered that. And it does make sense if you want to get away from the worst ravages of the left. The long march through the institutions can only happen because those institutions exist in the first place. No institutions, no march. No march, then no left-wing hegemony across the civic landscape. But what about the long march through the boardrooms? What happens when you've nailed your colours to the mask of capitalism and the free market and the.
Well, he definitely doesn't know anything about economics. That is certainly true. I'm glad he opened with that, because at least he knows how stupid he is.
biggest hitters go woke and begin endorsing the exact values you fled from in government? You can gasp in horror as Teen Vogue magazine promotes filth to 13-year-old girls, but all you can do is hope they go broke for being woke. You can.
Right-wing virtue signal, I haven't heard any yet. So it's mostly he throws in terms, right? The earlier elites point, community, right? He just says that shit. Like, suddenly, because he said community, that's it. The right wing must agree with him. I mean, look, the government should pay for whatever community there is so that they never have to adapt or do anything hard, but there's a community. So, right wing. I mean, literally, that's what it is. Community is left wing? Yeah. I'm well aware. But you gotta understand that we're dealing with Europoors here. And in Europoor's world, the idea of a community is right wing. Right? So, you and I occasionally have discussions and we talk about what a town should do based around a thing that very traditionally lives and whether or not it would be beneficial or negative for them to do a thing. And what he is saying is that anything you classify as a community falls into the discussion of that town, right? And so it's not even that you might need to sacrifice in the moment for a long-term goal. It's that you must sacrifice always, which presumptively is yet another right-wing point, except that he does it as a wild leftist. And then he just grants authority to the state as though it will function as God, which I'm sure he would disagree with, but it's literally what he's been doing this whole time. Because if you divided the IQ of Mensa by infinity, you would get his IQ.
Use social media to complain about it, but you better not complain too much because you'll be censored and shut down and you can't complain.
I haven't shopped at Walmart in almost 20 years. Because Walmart does things that I don't like. Not the least of which is have the people of Walmart. So I don't shop there. And I haven't in years. And guess what? Walmart didn't immediately crash because I stopped shopping there. But guess what did happen? They filled the store with a bunch of degenerate shitheads. People didn't want to deal with it. And the moment something else came along, they went there. And Walmart has been losing revenue almost from the day that I quit shopping there, to be fair. Not quite. And someone's going to break out the Walmart revenue graph. But Don, it's been going up this entire time. Yes, motherfucker. I can't explain this much of how to run a business to you in 5 minutes, but basically it works like this. If you expand a customer base and your revenue only goes up by 10% of that, you're losing revenue. Peter Hitchens was right. Britain is beyond saving with morons like these. That's a fact. I've said before that, quote, the alt-right thinks they're a movement of Julius Evolas, when in reality they have a lot more in common with Baked Alaska, end quote. This guy seems hell-bent on proving me right. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. The, quote, people of Walmart aren't in Texas. I will have to go to Walmart to find out. I so long ago abandoned Walmart that I don't know, because I don't shop there here. But this is somewhat of a small, well, not a small town, but it's a small city. And that may very well be true, so I'll have to look. Clearly, this guy says words he doesn't fully understand. That's a fact.
About that either, because it's a private company doing it and not the government. Individuals do.
Yes, retard. If Coke sells Coke cock flavor, you know what I don't have to do? Buy Coke cock flavor. I understand that you don't like that other people buy Coke cock flavor, but I don't have to buy it. If the government says you have to have fucking insurance, then I have to buy it. See the difference? You fucking idiot.
Don't make for very good street protesters, but you could give it a go if you're unhappy about the situation, until Burger
Literally happens all the time.
King signal to Antifa that they're happy to supply the milkshakes that'll be thrown all over you. On a deeper level,
yeah, yes, people will sell you things. If you walk in and say, I'm going to buy this to assault someone, basically every business in the country will tell you no. But if you walk in and you buy something they regularly sell and you don't say that, what exactly is the correct answer, you fucking idiot?
what are the values of Clown World and woke capital? Essentially,
You are the values of Clown World. You.
They're crafting the perfect consumer, liberated from all tradition, ethnic.
Why does Ford put American flags on everything? Anybody? Anybody? I mean, I guess that's just rampant consumerism and not an appeal to tradition. Right? Fucking Hmm. Oh, it's hard to believe that people this stupid exist.
Religious, even sexuality. Woke capital is crafting the perfect and most profitable unit of
Get woke. Go broke. Disney bought the most profitable franchise I think that has ever existed. And look, I might be wrong there, but I'm fairly certain the Star Wars franchise is the most profitable franchise that has ever existed. And then the moment that they stopped telling a good hero story and started going woke, what happened to their movies? What was it? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller. It's almost like the people didn't like it, so they didn't buy it. But Morgoth is too stupid for this. See, you are the perfect consumer, and so the Star Wars movies aren't losing money. They're getting progressively more popular, despite what sales figures say, because Morgoth said so. Because he's fucking retarded. Tradition can be sold too. My evidence for this is ethos, relevant. Because what you do is tell the guy at Home Depot that you're buying a shovel to bury a dead body. Legit. Pokemon beats it out, I think, actually. Yes. To the best of my knowledge, Pokemon has now slaughtered Star Wars, but Star Wars has a long history for Pokemon to get over. And if they had even put out something so shitty as the prequels, and look, they're only shitty in relation to the nostalgia that is the original trilogy, I get it, but they had their horrible badness to begin with, and that wasn't even getting woke, it was just bad storytelling. And they still made shitloads of money because people went to go see Star Wars things. And then they started getting woke, and that shit went like this. But hey, that didn't happen because consumerism. Because Morgoth is an idiot.
Of consumption and production ever conceived. Now the individual's identity will be based entirely on what he, she, or ze buys. Who needs community?
Dear chat, your entire identity is based on what you buy. You know that? I didn't know that. Now, my identity has never been based on what I bought, and I've been living in this country for 35 years. I assume we're going with keeping up with the Joneses mentality, right? They got a car, so I need to get a car, right? What this retard, and a lot of people don't understand, is that at the same time there was a keeping up with the Joneses. That's not what your identity was based on. You were still going to church, taking care of your neighbors, etc., etc., etc. But hey, I'm sure this motherfucker has a great view of, I don't know, Skid Row, and therefore knows everything about every square inch of all 50 states of America. That's how it works. Prequels were a good story told poorly. The sequels were just a bad story. There's no fixing them. That's a fact. I buy Mountain Dew. Therefore, my identity is pro gamer. Gangsta? Do you buy Mountain Dew Code Red? Or, I don't know, whatever the fucking current one is. I mean, is that how it works? Is that what it is? Right? I mean, I'm sure that's how it works. For literally 330 million Americans, 40 or 50 or whatever the fuck we're at these days. Can't wait for the census so I can say an actual number. But, you know, I'm sure that's exactly what it is, right? Like, I'm wearing a Distillery Man t-shirt because I like the people that made this whiskey. Therefore, that's my identity. As though I don't have 8 million t-shirts and just pick up every single top t-shirt every single day. Now, the fact that I wear a t-shirt that has a brand on it means that's my identity because this fucking retard said so.
Family and nation when you have this stunning array of products and services. If all this sounds familiar, then it should, because it's, again, the life of a reptile, not a human.
Yeah, yeah, man. God, I had a lizard once, and well, yeah, I didn't actually have a lizard, but I did have a snake once, and the snake was like, "Bro, I swear to God, if you don't get me an X Games T-shirt, I will fucking kill you." Because that's what I do is I watch X Games. That sounds dumber than I thought it would when I thought it up. I don't buy Mountain Dew because they discontinued Supernova and I'm still bitter about it. Totally irrelevant. Pretty sure Disney canceled a few Star Wars movies because of how bad the sequels were. No. They definitely didn't have an annual lineup that went from here to like 20 fucking 30 that they canceled a shitload of movies in. That didn't happen.
Being. This is where a model of man based entirely on economics leads. It's fashionable these days to laugh at.
Jesus Christ. This is yet another person that doesn't understand economics at all, right? So let me break this down. God, let's start with the classical definition. Economics, the study of scarce resources with alternative uses. But let's make this more Morgoth digestible. Study of not enough stuff that could do other stuff. Okay, bro. I'm like, is that good enough? Is that dumb enough? Like, ding, not enough. Thing could do other thing. We good now? Do we get it? Like, study of outcomes is not a determinant of man, you fucking idiot.
At the left and how they agree with Goldman Sachs on everything. But is the libertarian any less of a use?
Who in the fuck agrees with Goldman Sachs on everything? Even Goldman Sachs doesn't agree with Goldman Sachs on everything. So, Dan, how close are you till you eat your own lead? Luckily, I took all the firearms out of this room for unrelated reasons. America is a soulless McDonald's next to a gas station by the freeway. Get it through your head, Don. My bad. My bad. I don't even know where the nearest McDonald's is, so I am clearly failing as an American. On the other hand, I am right next to a freeway, so I guess I'm halfway there?
Useful idiot when he opposes government intervention to prevent a tech company censoring him. And I mean,
you know, Morgoth brings up a great point. As a guy with 24.2 thousand subscribers at the time of this recording, clearly he is censoring me by not reposting this video about how he is a fucking moron on his channel. And yes, that's an open invitation to do so.
far be it from me to invoke horseshoe theory here, but with so
Yeah, far be it for you, socialist.
many libertarians talking about the free market as a eugenics leveler, rooting.
Oh my god. Your fundamental misunderstanding of the market is entirely comprised in that statement. You are just a fucking idiot.
Out the least productive members of society, which they do a lot.
No, you idiot. We don't. We have enough welfare programs that basically anyone can get on them. And I seriously think anyone can get on them, at least for a period of time. However, there is a limit in every state. And yet, your dumb ass speaks so intelligently about America that you don't even know if that exists. You think that might be a problem, you fucking moron?
Does it really matter whether you're left to starve to death on the streets of Libertaria, or whether your failure to pack the widgets fast enough results in a bullet through the back of the head in a Marxist gulag?
Yes. One, Because most of our homeless make more money than some of your lower middle class there, Morgoth, and I don't care where in Europooristan you live. Being homeless and panhandling is anywhere between a $30,000 and $100,000 a year job, depending on where you are, what particular instance of panhandling you're doing. The simple reality is, homeless people live better than about half of you. You fucking cunt. What? Actually, what? Yeah.
It comes down to the same thing. What sort of horror would the eugenic?
Oh, and relevantly, by the way, if you starve to death in the street, which, by the way, again, does not happen, I would take literally a single citation of that. There's a lot of fear mongering that goes on in studies where children are hungry. But if you read the study, what you find out is that mama didn't get them nice pure meats, fruits, and vegetables. Mama got them hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. That's not starving. That's America being fat and lazy. And do you know why they can do that? Because this country is so fucking rich. Our goddamn poor live better than you, you fuck. Okay, we got to vote which, quote, right-wing utopia, end quote, sounds better, Ancapistan or Libertaria. I mean, he's just making shit up here, so. Wait, nobody starts their own business? Fucking what? Yeah, no. You're not allowed to start your own business in America. I don't even know why. I'm usually good with making up some dumb shit here, but I got nothing. You just literal God comes down and is like, you live in America, therefore you can't start your own business. Despite the story I told earlier about a guy picking up dog shit and starting his own business and now has like 20. I mean, that didn't happen. Because reasons. Every time I hear him speak, I hear leftism. So many leftist cliches. How is this guy considered right wing? Europoors. That quote eugenics quote was to do with Jay Greenveer from the Deep Lore trolling him on Twitter, telling his whites to give up if they're so inferior to the Jews and probably the Danes. Jay Greenveer. Can't start businesses because California? The story of the guy picking up dog shit happened in California. Bro, because New York, bull, I now shovel driveways as a living. Bro, you can't do that. That's not a thing. And how dare you suggest that it is? This guy, this fucking, well, let's face it, cockholster, he knows better than you. You're not doing what you're doing because he said so.
Of libertaria produce anyway? A person who didn't mind never ever having free time or friends or the need to see the sunshine or to have a nice walk along the beach?
I have worked 12 hours a day and 8 hours on Saturday in my life. I have. I enlisted in the Marine Corps where I deployed and I worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And with the exclusion of that time in my life, I have been able to do all of the things he just suggested anytime in my life, anytime I wanted. And I have had ridiculous sums of money at various times in my life. Seriously. I went out and bought a $2,000 television back in the early 2000s because I felt like it. Quite literally, I looked around for what was available in stores that day and bought one. Because I wanted to. And I was supporting somebody else at the time. And I was shitting money out of my ass because I was working hard. But hey, fuck that. How dare you suggest that people should work hard? Because working hard is a leftist ideology? Probably about 2 minutes, 9 minute video, quarter video left. Yeah. So we're at 6:54 right now.
Where reading a book of poetry or listening to classic music was considered unproductive and therefore
Welcome to freedom, fuckface. If in my unproductive time I want to do unproductive things, I will. Guess what? I have, in my life, had less than 5 minutes to shower. Because I didn't have time to do any more. Back to active duty Marine things. You know what I did today? I sat for about 25 minutes in the shower. And I scrubbed everything on my body. And I sat there and I stretched. And I leaned down. And I did what I wanted. Because it was my free time. And I do with it what the fuck I felt like. Cunt.
a net negative, something to be rooted out. That'd be an interesting subject in
Literally no one thinks that. Look around for work-life balance discussions, you idiot.
explore in more depth another time. But what matters in current year clown world is that Megacorp has a social policy. The assumption that global finance was neutral or quietly conservative is a bit of a joke at this point. So many on the right
Yes, the assumption that the most regulated industry in the world was somehow going to be conservative is indeed kind of a joke. The idea that an industry that was told you have to loan money to people who can't afford to pay you back would be conservative is funny. Straw Man, the video. Thank you, Chad. Because yes, legit, like, look, I get it. I spent a lot of time criticizing Ancapistan myself and debating the minutia of what it is that I think a small government society would look like. And why do I do that? Because I'm not certain I'm correct about everything. On the other hand, this is so fucking retarded, it's not worth debating. Because this is the method of Morgoth. Say stupid fucking shit to authoritarian socialists and have them go, yeah, let me swallow the cock. Okay, buddy. Congratulations. You're an authoritarian socialist cuck. You're just a minute away from being Stalin.
nationalists, traditionalists in particular, have begun looking for ways to tame the beast. And the only viable power structure left is the state. As nationalism, it's quite beautiful in its simplicity. As long as you hold the basic principle of putting the well-being of your people first, you can actually slide all over the political map. Ideas and concepts can be embraced or cast aside as long as it's good for us.
What a retard.
The rule remains intact. Other than that,
I'm glad you enjoyed this. Well, there's... God damn it, Carlton. Is it Kyle?
these superficial values aren't really that important. At a given time and place, we may well view rampant free market economics as beneficial. Another time,
Show me anywhere on Earth where rampant free market economics is happening. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Come at me, bro. Show me one fucking place. Well, Tom, you must understand that in America there's rampant free market economics. Yeah, only a socialist could say that, you cunt. And do you know what socialists are? Wild leftists. Fucking cunt.
we may need a big state to oppose more dangerous enemies.
Why does Morgoth have a selfie on screen? Hey, look, self-doxes happen, man. Socialism will work if it's nationalist. Aye, Hitler.
The tragedy of libertarians, in the end, is that they're selling a product we no longer want to buy.
You know what's funny about that As if that was true, libertarians would just tell you not to buy it. Are there any company towns left? Yeah, there's a few.
So I'll catch you later, folks. Thanks for listening.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so as a sum total between the two streams, I have determined that Morgoth is one, a moronic Europoor who should hold a debate with a glass of water in the hopes that he wins. And I'm not sure that he will, but I think fair competition is relevant, right? Maybe the glass of water should be half full. Maybe it should be a quarter full. Maybe it should be a pot of water that's boiling. Maybe we shouldn't even just give him a opponent. We'll just talk into the void and say dumb shit and then lose. I'm not sure. But regardless, he's literally too stupid for fucking living. He makes shit up in a way that is basically on par with that fucking broad in the yellow jacket and I'm colorblind, so the purple beanie that was screaming when Trump got elected. Right, he's that broad, but pretending to be right wing. Is Morgoth realize big brain meme? Yeah, oh yeah. Morgoth can feed the fish inside the water. Why you gotta hate on fish like that, man? Presuming that you are what you eat is a realistic maxim. If we fed Morgoth to the fish, we might exterminate fish. Like, I don't want to take the chance, right? This is one of those, we need to eject him into the sun for the good of the earth. Because if something else consumes Morgoth, and you are what you eat is true, then the fish will become so dumb that they'll be like, well, I mean, eating is wrong. If you go out and try and find food, you shouldn't have to. The fish government should give you stuff. So I should just sit unproductively and shit out eggs and hope someone comes by to fertilize them. And if they don't, then the fish government should give me stuff. And if they do, the fish government should give me more. Because I ate Morgoth. So I'm now this dumb. But what if the sun is what it eats? Ooh. Oh shit, that's a relevant point. Okay. We need to launch Morgoth into the blackest of space so as, hypothetically, at least the sun doesn't eat him and decide to stop burning. Because there wasn't a sun government to give it more shit so that it could burn. So it stopped burning. Because hypothetically, its traditional role is to sit there and do whatever it does. But if that's not working out precisely, then the sun government will have to give it shit. So, we might accidentally cancel the sun if we shoot Morgoth into the sun. That is actually kind of a terrifying thought. Well played, chat. Bottom feeders could probably survive eating them. Good point. What we're going to do is we're going to get catfish. We're going to drop him in a pond and let the catfish eat him. And then if the catfish become too retarded to live, well, then it's just one pond. If we bury him, the plants will die. That's a fact. We might literally have to create an indestructible box to put his dumb ass in so his stupidity does not pollute the rest of the universe. And then we launch him into space. Because if we do this any other way, there's some real fucking risk that we're all fucked. You know, those plants could eat him, and then they'll die, and he'll have reduced the IQ of plants so much that he might kill all plant life on Earth. And I don't think that's a risk we can take. So NASA, if you're listening, what I need you to do is land a shuttle right there next to Morgoth. Pick him up, put him in it, put him in a coffin that's not going to fall apart in space. Take him up, shoot his ass out away from the sun. We can't take the risk with the sun. To be fair, we may be risking sending him to the center of the universe, which will degrade the possible realities in the universe so much that we all might be fish tomorrow. But on the upside, even if we're all fish tomorrow, we won't be dead. Morgoth and his ilk are interesting case of people who see some legitimate problems with society, but due to willful ignorance of topics such as economics, advocates for exactly what caused them. Yes, we call those people leftists. So, Morgoth is a Keetler class SCP. I'll take your word for it. AOC wants to eat babies, right? She can take one for the team? I'm sold. If AOC gets any dumber, then, I mean, it's not really a loss to society. So, that'll just kind of be what it is. I guess we'll be good. So, hooray! I guess. I mean, oh god, this shit is so fucking painful. Earth is center of the universe, Dawn. Take a goddamn geocentrism pill already. I would, but we still rotate around the sun. So, well, the sun might be the center of the universe. We do rotate around that. But look, ridiculous jokes aside, I can't believe how fucking stupid this is. How you get mad if someone killed AOC? Yeah, no. What we're advocating there is that AOC basically killed herself by eating Morgoth. And while I don't approve of the idea of suicide, I'm not as upset as if somebody showed up here and did militaristic things to kill AOC. I don't think it counts if AOC kills AOC. Yeah, exactly. So, with all that said, let's go listen to, I guess, another leftist.
Conservative host and Blaze Network contributor
I'm already angry.
Mark Levin weighed in on the increased hostilities with Iran, and he somehow managed to make the dumbest comments yet on this issue out of everybody.
You say that, but you're about to talk.
That's saying a lot because, you know, so many people have been saying wildly incomprehensible things. So listen to Mark Levin in all of his glory with his massively nasally voice tell you what he thinks would happen.
Mark Levin has a nasally voice, so I'm right. Yeah, Ghostly, I'm with you. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this.
Happen in a situation with all-out war with Iran.
He wants to defend Americans' national security interests and defend Americans. That's why he attacked Soleimani after they attacked our embassy. And he's been warning them and warning them and warning them. He did exactly what he needs to do. And in his statement, a day later, he specifically said, I'm not seeking war, I'm seeking peace. And he's moved additional troops in the area, additional bombers into the area, F-35s into the area, more of them. Not because he wants war, but because if they hit us, he wants to hit them back. That's not war necessarily. The Iranians have been at war with us for over 4 decades. But if we wanted to go to war, we know how to go to war. George W. Bush showed us. You send 400,000 troops in, and you defeat Iraq in about 43 minutes. We can do the same with Iran. Maybe it'd take 54 minutes.
I mean, Kyle's all over here like, but we basically wrecked Iraq and their military in 3 days or some shit like that.
We've almost been in Iraq for 20 years.
We've almost been in Iraq for 20 years. Yeah. We've got 5,000 troops there on, what, like 2 bases? We're not currently engaging Iraq in anything, right? We haven't been for 6 years now, something like that. Kyle has a CIA plot to replace waterboarding? Yeah, exactly.
And this guy says, oh yeah, the war in Iraq, which we won in 43 minutes.
Yeah.
Bro, what? We spent $7 trillion in the war in Iraq. $7 trillion.
You have no idea what you're talking about. You never have, and you never will. God damn it, why are we watching Kyle? Literally anybody post anything.
When you include the interest and out, if you extrapolate out by 2053, to 2053, I should say. $7 trillion. Minimum.
Wait a minute. So if you extrapolate out another 33 years, then we've spent $7 trillion. Kyle, you cuck! It's 2020!
200,000 Iraqi civilians were killed. Thousands of U.S. soldiers were killed.
We lost 20,000 Marines in 30 days of fighting for Iwo Jima. We've lost less than that in the entire Iraq and Afghanistan war combined, which, as you just pointed out, was nearly 20. Yeah. It's like there's casualties in war, but it's really not that big of a deal.
We obliterated that country and created so many refugees as well. The only people who are celebrating are the military-industrial complex and the oil companies who benefited from this. But
how the oil companies benefit, Kyle? I mean, fuck, I'll wait.
that region of the world is destroyed as a direct result of what we did, and we are still there today. And he says, "Oh, it's easy. We defeated Iraq in 43 minutes. It might take 54, did he say, for Iran?"
200,000 terrorists with good PR were killed. Man, you ain't wrong.
How can anybody be so delusional? I mean, I guess what he's trying to say is, to officially overthrow the government would take that amount of time. Well, it didn't, okay? It wasn't even close in Iraq. But even if you grant him that point, that's not where it ends, because what happens next? As we learned in Iraq, it ain't pretty now, is it?
What happens next? Literally whatever we want. I don't know how else to say that. We don't want to rebuild the country? Fine. It can be a disaster area. If it decides it wants to be a fucking disaster area that hates America again, we can go in there and pave over that shit in about 4 minutes. Just because you're correct doesn't mean you're right. There is that.
And as we learned in Libya, look at that, you overthrew the big bad dictator. But what came next was a fail state, a terrorist haven, a fractionalized country where you got warring factions in the streets.
You're lefty. The right didn't want to overthrow Libya. He just didn't. I mean, honestly, the right has been pissed that we overthrew Libya for years. That's you leftist cucks that wanted to do that. I know, somebody didn't agree with every single thing that you said. Therefore, they weren't progressive enough. Because that's how you work, you fuck. But, seriously, you're just a douche. Strange how it is that all these super progressive fucking dictators show up and they turn into warmongering cunts. Wouldn't the Middle East being more of a shithole mean less competition for oil companies? Not really. I mean, I know somebody's saying, hey, but down the petrodollar and OPEC. Look, if we cut out of OPEC tomorrow, the price of gas in America would cut in half. Competition for oil companies basically doesn't exist.
And you have open slave markets. So by all objective measures, it was better beforehand. So there is no context in which...
Yeah. Exactly.
His comment makes sense. And I also love...
Kyle doesn't seem to understand that having soldiers fighting in Iraq is not the same as fighting the actual Iraqi military. The quote he's arguing against was specifically about the official military. Yes. Bro, the Middle East and North Africa have always been shitholes. Yeah. This is the argument that, they would have been less of a bag of crap if we hadn't done what we did. And at least in Libya, that's basically true. If you think Iraq or Afghanistan would have been less of a bag of crap if we weren't there, then you literally have no idea what was going on in Iraq and Afghanistan when we got there. But Kyle's a retard. So, I mean, that's just what it is.
How he's pretending, no, it's not an act of war. Oh, sure, just assassinating a foreign general is not an act of war. Again, the way these guys think is childish because they think the rules don't apply to us. And they think a lot.
No, you idiot. We think that if we sent guys into a war zone to go fight a war and then they died, it's not a country assassinating the guy. Right? That's literally what we think. And that's the same rule we apply to them. This entire video is based on a false equivalence. Yes. They weren't shitholes before Islam. Relevant.
Logic is something we can escape. If the Iranian government killed General Petraeus in a drone strike, would we say that's an act of war? I'm pretty sure we would say it's an act of war. I'm pretty sure we would do that.
If General Petraeus was going around in 50 different countries who never did nothing and never wanted our help and wanted us out, and killing the people in promotion of local governments and continuously fighting against them, and then most recently attacked their embassy, and then somebody drone striked him in the middle of a fucking war zone, we'd be like, he's a combat casualty. We wouldn't be crying about how he was assassinated. We would be saying, hey, maybe generals shouldn't be on the front lines of war zones. Maybe generals shouldn't be putting themselves in fucking harm's way if they don't want to be fucking killed. And by the way, we've literally said it before. At least Middle East and North Africa weren't as much, that's a fact. That is only true with Egypt and Anatolia. No, there's other places that's true.
But we get to do this to them, it's totally fine. And by the way, I haven't even brought up the economic warfare we've waged on them. A lot of people don't know this backstory, but when we pulled out of the Iran nuclear agreement, which again, we did, they didn't violate the deal, we pulled out of it, we started sanctioning them. One of the things we sanctioned was medicine. Iran sued us and said, you can't sanction medicine. This is for the civilian population, it's necessary. It went to the International Criminal Court, the top court at the UN, and you know what they said? The United States is in violation of international law and they must allow medicine in. So you know what the United States response was? To pull out of the International Criminal Court and scold them and continue to sanction the medicine. And it's so
Yes, good.
bad that I literally, there were tweets that I retweeted where the person was saying like, this is my grandma and she passed away because she couldn't get her medicine. Not an act of
Good.
war. U.S. isn't waging an act. What are you talking about? So in other words, you're just going to call the situation whatever you want to call it to fit your argument. That's what you're going to do.
No, you retard. U.S. interests are not based on whatever the fuck the UN wants. No one cares what the UN wants. Do you know why? Because the enforcement arm of the UN is the U.S. Welcome to reality, where he who can provide the most force wins 100% of the time. And guess who that is? Guess who daddy is? The United States. So whether or not your little bitch organization wants to say, America's bad, literally no one cares. You know how I know? Because when we said, dear UN, we don't give a fuck what you think. Do you know what happened? Fucking nothing. Nothing. Because they're a bunch of cunts who come to us and say, Daddy, protect me. And we do. Funny how Kyle's not asking why Salamander was Iraq in the first place. Yeah, relevant. 26,000 Marines weren't casualties in Iwo Jima. They were assassinated. Legit.
And it's crystal clear. That's exactly what you're going to do. So, I mean, it's pathetic stuff, man. And make no mistake about it, Mark Levin, if Donald Trump didn't do what he did, Mark Levin would defend it. Donald Trump did what he did, Mark Levin is going to defend it. It has been insane.
This is a guy who has clearly never listened to Mark Levin.
To keep up with all those flip-flops from the ardent pro-Trump crowd. Some people voted for
No, you idiot. God, leftists. Dear leftists, not leftists are indeed not leftists. And we don't prescribe to your cuck bullshit. Good talk.
Trump because of the occasional non-interventionist talk he had on the campaign trail. Now, some of them have been consistent in that, and they've criticized Trump when he bombed Syria. They criticized Trump when he assassinated the general. Good for the consistent ones. There are plenty of them.
God, what is this actually saying? Literally nothing, right? So, this is the kind of cuck who thinks that Americans should be killed en masse wherever the fuck the rest of the world wants to, and America should do nothing about it. And do you know how I know that? Because he's criticizing this situation.
Who just immediately, sold their brain out to Donald Trump and said, go ahead, whatever you do, I'm going to defend it. And it's all over the place. Like Tommy Lauren was immediately defending.
I can't wait until he tells me that I will defend Trump no matter what he says. For the people who watch the main channel, you know I don't do that. You know I criticize Trump on all of the things that I think Trump does wrong. But I'm sure it's basically the same thing. Why are progressives incapable of understanding real politics? Because progressives live in utopian leftism land. where if we don't attack anybody else, they won't attack us. So if Trump counterattacks, that means we attack them. They didn't attack us. Because in utopian leftism land, if you don't attack other people first, they don't attack us. And subsequently, if we've ever had a problem in the past, it was our fault. Therefore, Iran attacking us over and over and over and over again forever is justified. Welcome to Kuklinski.
Trump, violating U.S. law and international law and assassinating the general who had just defeated ISIS and was on a peace mission at the time. Tommy Lauren instantly defended Trump. And then when Trump, just the other day, said, oh, okay, well, we're gonna do more sanctions, but Iran is stepping down, so we're going to back off. She goes, oh, that's brilliant. He's showing restraint. Wait, which is it? If Trump had...
Both, you idiot. Jesus Christ. Okay, here's how this works. If I go to a bar and I'm standing there and nothing's going on, then I don't do anything. But if I go to a bar and there's a guy who's, I don't know, 5'3", and there's a dude who's 6'7", beating his ass, and I walk over to the guy that's 6'7", and I say, how about you fight me, motherfucker? And he says, you sure you want me to fight you? And I go, yeah, sure. And then, look, this is a totally hypothetical situation. I'm not suggesting it could happen. And then he decides he's going to take a swing at me. Maybe he even connects. And then I cock back my fist and knock him off his feet, and he falls on his ass. And he looks up at me and he's like, well, shit, bro. That was fucking harsh. And I'm like, how about you just leave for the night? How about we call it even? And he goes, that's cool. Now, in that situation, I was totally wrong, according to Kyle. Every step of the way.
Come out in that speech and said, we're going to do a ground invasion. Does anybody think Tommy Lauren would have been against it? No, she would have been like, oh, I agree with that too. So whether he kills the general or doesn't, she's going to defend it. Whether he does a ground invasion or doesn't, she's going to defend it. It's almost like you have no principles and no ideology and no beliefs at all, and you're just going wherever the hell your daddy takes you. And so I don't respect or trust any of these ghouls, man. They're ridiculous. It's all a partisan.
Yeah, that's because you have the IQ of a 12-year-old that dropped on his head at least 45 times. You're back to I have taken shits that were more intelligent than you.
Game to...
You know, maybe we should just set up Morgoth and Kyle, and they can talk about what retardation really means.
Them. Do you understand that? It's all a partisan game. You go back and you look at secular talk clips. I criticized Obama rigorously when he violated a non-interventionist ideology, as he always did. I said, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with what he's doing here. I don't agree with the drone strike on a 16-year-old American citizen who happens to be the kid of a terrorist. He's not, doing terrorism. You don't
Look, I'll at least give Kyle some credit for that. He did do that.
kill somebody because they had a bad father. Are you insane? So I was more than happy to criticize when he violated what my beliefs are and what my ideological preferences are. But so many of these clowns just fall right in line. Petty little sycophantic authoritarians is the best way to describe them. And Mark Levin thinks he...
No, you retard. I understand that anyone who disagrees with you must believe that. But I know I'm asking a lot. But if you could just pause for a moment and at least ask what the fuck they think, that'd be great.
He's smart with his nasally voice. He sounds kind of like Ted Cruz. Me, I'm Ted Cruz. Me. He sounds like that, but his whole thing is let me just do propaganda for Trump. And, he's...
For reference, Levin has criticized Trump a lot. I know. Kylie Jenner here said that he didn't, and that all he does is suck Trump's dick. But Levin's criticized Trump a lot. And do you know when Levin criticizes Trump? Basically anytime he does anything that Levin thinks is unconstitutional. Now, think whatever you want of that. I think Levin is a pretty smart guy. Knows, generally speaking, what the Constitution says. It's not... we can debate whether or not he's right or wrong, but pretty clearly, Levin is sticking to, this is what I think the Constitution says, and therefore Trump did or didn't follow. But Kyle here really only is standing on exactly what Dora's saying right here. Good is whatever I prefer. So if you don't do what Kyle prefers, that's bad. If you do what Kyle prefers, that's good.
He's a complete sycophant, and he probably has made calculations going to help him in terms of his ratings and in terms of his, his monetary value in the future. And it's just...
Carlton, if it's another Kyle video, I'm not doing it.
It's the saddest thing ever to watch, to the point where he says things as silly as it takes 43 minutes or 54 minutes to win these wars. Oh my God. We all wish that we were only in Iraq for 43 minutes.
Kyle, that's not what he said, you idiot.
We wish we were only in Afghanistan for 43 minutes. We wish. Because then I'll tell you what, we'd have trillions of dollars more here, and maybe we could get an infrastructure deal, or Medicare for all, or free college, or do any of the million things that we have to take care of here at home.
Oh, God, I'd rather spend an eternity in Iraq and Afghanistan than get any of that shit. I'm gonna piss. I'll be right back. Here comes fucking Carlton giving me more shit. Oh, so shockingly it is about Kyle. Who fucking knew? Jesus Christ. I fucking hate you.
This.
Sure enough. Fucking retard and a half. Alright, chat. I think I am going to end this stream. I might do something that is just more bullshitting after this. But I'm not sure. So, I'm gonna end this shit now. Morgoth, you're a retard. I don't know if you'll get dumber or more intelligent by talking to Kyle. But maybe you should do that. Because you two commies, I'm sure, will get along just fucking fine. Thanks everybody for watching. At minimum, I will be in Discord. I'll check you there. Bye, everybody.